All right, we're back. Hey there, fellow land enthusiasts. Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to dive into the world of land zoning down here in beautiful Baja Sur. So if you've ever dreamt about owning any kind of property down here, or maybe you're just curious, or what are the rules or regulations, then this video is for you. All right, first things first, what is land zoning? Well, land zoning is the process of basically dividing specific areas into divided zones and categories with its own set of permitted uses and regulations. And this basically helps organize and manage land development while preserving the area's natural beauty. Now, let's talk about Baja Sur's land zoning. The southern region of Baja California offers a diverse mixture of landscapes ranging from stunning coastlines, beautiful rugged mountains, and beaches. So to maintain its charm and protect the ecosystem, the Baja Sur government has established a lot of comprehensive zoning laws. So generally, the land of Baja Sur is divided into several different zones, such as commercial zone, as the name suggests, is for commercial areas for restaurants, offices, and shops. And if you buy a piece of property in a commercial zone, then you'll be free to set up your restaurant, set up your store, or set up some office space. But don't forget, you can't use a fideicomiso to do so. So if you're gonna do something like that, you're gonna have to partner with the Mexican national, or you're gonna have to have a buddy that can get dual citizenship to make sure you can get that done. And that's inside the restricted zone. If it's outside the restricted zone, which is the 50 kilometers of the coast or 100 kilometers of the border, then you'll be all right. Residential zoning for houses, condominiums, and apartments. Tourist zones that are catering to hotels, resorts, and recreational facilities. Agriculture and rural zones. These areas are designated for farming, agricultural, and rural activities. Conservation and protected areas. These are the ecological gems of Baja Sur, ensuring the preservation of wildlife and nature. So what can't you do with your property down here in Baja? It's really important to be aware of what you cannot do with your property when you're building down here in Baja Sur or buying down here, to avoid any kind of legal issues or environmental harms, because that could just shut your entire construction project down, like permanently. So number one, when you're building outside of the designated zone, do not construct like residential property like in a commercial zone or vice versa without any kind of proper approval and getting the proper permits for that. Number two, Height restrictions, really look into the zoning specifically where you're at, because it could be different in Todos Santos, from Los Barriles to Cerritos to Cabo or San Jose. So depending on the municipality you're in, really make sure that you do your due diligence and make sure that your contractor, whoever you're working with, is really making sure that those are followed and that those are strict. Environmental hazards, always avoid building anything in any kind of like ecological, like sensitive areas, or interfering with any kind of, you know, protective species, because you will have like a study done on your property for environmental impact. Another thing is, like I was saying, the height restrictions. Some areas may have height limits to protect like the landscape and views. So always check with those regulations before you start building as well. Also, the perimeter of your property, you know, some places you can build the wall where you want to if you're the first one on site. If you have a neighbor, then that changes. How much of your property you can actually build on depends on where you build as well. Some places it's only 25% of your lot. Some could be more. Depending on how high you build dictates like how close to your property line you can build. So all those things, you really need to make sure that you look into all of that before you purchase your land. And also, disregarding any kind of building codes, don't do it. Don't do it down here. You'll be shut down. Always adhere to all your local building codes and guidelines, and just make sure that everything is always safe. That's the best advice. And there you have it, a brief overview of land zoning in Baja Sur and what you can and cannot do with your property. So just remember that each zone has its own unique purpose and set of rules. So be sure to do your research and consult with local authorities before embarking on any kind of development project. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more insightful content on land, property related topics, real estate, and lifestyle down here in the Baja. As always, if you have any questions or thoughts, please leave them in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.